Hi and welcome, my name is Eric Simpson. I'm an online weight loss specialist working with busy professional women who are looking to lose weight and tone up without having to count calories or spend hours exercising each day, and using a more holistic approach that involves your mindset, your diet and exercise all combined together. And in today's training I'd like to share with you how to be the CEO of your own health. Now I appreciate you are a busy professional woman, so I'm going to get straight on into the information so we're not hanging about. And let's start off by talking about the background to which you are trying to achieve this becoming the CEO of your own health. Look, I know and you know and everybody knows we've all got busy lives, and as you look on the screen there you can see any number of things that are possibly going on in your life right now. You know, maybe you are at present looking after elderly parents who are maybe faced with the prospect of going into a care home or needing home assistance, or need more time, more of your time going around looking after them. Maybe you've got kids who are just about to go to university and you're supporting them. Maybe it's more work related, you've got business activities going on, maybe it's a career thing. But the bottom line is this screen kind of represents a minutiae of the things that are probably happening in your life right now. And when those sorts of things are going on, they can definitely distract you from becoming healthier and fitter and ultimately losing weight, which is I guess why you're on this channel anyway in the first place. Now before we get into this then, let's just take a look at a day out of a busy person's life, whether they are a CEO of a business, whether they're a manager, whether they're self-employed. Let's just take a look at some of the activities that are likely going on within your life. So you've got to deal with finances, marketing, maybe dealing with staff issues, holidays, team morale, legal issues. At any given point when you're running a business or you're looking after your career or looking after and managing people, there are a lot of balls that are juggling in the air at any given time. And when you are trying to get everything in alignment, that is when you're trying to get your staff, your employees, people who work with you to all work in unison together, or if you're a one-man band, you know, working by yourself, when you're trying to get everything moving in the same direction, how do you go about doing that? You know, how do busy professionals manage to do that? Well, one of the quickest ways of doing it is by having vision, standards and a mission statement. So you have a clear vision of what you're trying to achieve, you have standards that you will live up to and operate to, and you have some sort of a mission statement, you know, why you're doing what you're doing. And when you have those three things in place, it makes all of the other noise a little bit less, and it gives you a little bit more of a direct approach towards achieving your goal. So if we use this as an example and now apply this to our own lives, so back to that original slide I showed you of the parent care, the in-laws, work pressures and all those things that are going on in your life, you need for sure, if you are going to become successful, a vision, the standards you prepare to work up to, and some sort of a mission statement as what you're trying to accomplish. Because without those things in place, I can guarantee you you'll have no specific goal and you'll just become a wandering generality. And this is sadly what happens to a lot of people. They end up having goals which are not really clear, no real clear vision, no real standards they're trying to live up to, and as a consequence they fall by the wayside. Got good intentions, intellectually know what they need to be doing, but when you don't have these things in place, it becomes really, really difficult to become successful. So you may be wondering why I use the term CEO. Well, CEO stands for three specific things: control emotions organically. And what do I mean by control emotions organically? I'm talking about controlling the emotions that are happening within you as an individual, because until you get control in here, everything that's happening outside of you takes control. You become responsive to everything. So taking control of your emotions organically means dealing with external factors in a far more calm, logical and healthy way. Because unless you learn how to do that, your responses will quite often be to bury your head in the sand, you know, reach for alcoholic drinks, reach for quick foods, not do the planning and preparation, and basically you'll find that your health will be completely derailed unless you manage to master this ability. Now it does take time. I'm not saying that watching this one video suddenly you're going to become the CEO of your health, but this is a stepping stone to improving your health for sure. Now, here's what most people end up doing when it comes to trying to take charge of their lives. Here's a situation that most people find themselves in emotionally, and it's this: the life events that are going on are far bigger than their goal and their standards that they set for themselves. So whether it's work related, whether it's family related, whether it's friends related, they just become the big thing, and your goal, your standards just get crushed by life events. In order to become successful, we need to flip this, and it needs to look a little bit more like this. Your goal and your standards need to be really big and have a lot of emotion attached to them, and the life events need to become a lot smaller. Now, am I saying that when a life event such as looking after an elderly parent or supporting a child through university or dealing with a tricky family relationship shouldn't take some sort of priority? Of course it should. You know, we're human beings, of course that's going to be the case. But when it becomes overwhelming, when it becomes the big dominating factor for a sustained period of time, then your health will shrink, your goals will shrink. And that is a mistake that a lot of people make. I'm not saying for one second that there won't be times when you don't take a back seat, because that is going to happen. It's happened in my life, I'm sure it's happened in your life, and it may be happening right now. But at some point there has to be a recognition that in order for you to become the CEO of your own health, and indeed go on and lose weight, improve your health and maintain that long term, you have to have big goals and standards that you set yourself that are higher than what you're currently operating at. Now, the standards that you may need to reach are going to take some time to get to. I don't say you're going to get to them like today, but you need to be aware of the fact your goals and your standards need to go up a notch, because unless you can do that, I can guarantee you, I won't pull my punches here, you will not be successful. I've done this for a long time now, and I've seen success, and I've seen some of the traits. And one of the big traits with people being successful with weight loss and becoming the CEO of their own health is to have goals and standards that are bigger than life events. And here's just one example of one lady that did that. Her name's Sue. You can see her on the bottom left there winning an award, a business owner. And it's funny actually, because a lot of the women I work with, you know, I'd say probably 99.9% of them, they're all achievers or have been high achievers in their professional careers. But this one thing, this, you know, how to be the CEO of your own health, how to lose weight, seems to be the thing that becomes quite elusive or has eluded them for many years and sometimes decades. Well, Sue, she adopted the things I'm talking about in this video, along with some coaching and training, and she went on to lose 71 pounds. And something that I worked with her on in terms of helping her to become the CEO of her own health was developing what I call an Oscar script. It's part of our coaching program, and that's where you see what you want. You know, you get a good visual of it. I mentioned it earlier, having a vision. You hear it, so you get the, you know, the auditory, the internal conversation working, and then you have the feelings. You know, how would it feel, Sue, to be 71 pounds lighter than what you currently are? And when you do all of these three things, suddenly it takes on a life of its own, and you start to move naturally in the direction that you want to move in. Again, I talk about, you know, I mentioned earlier, having the vision, having the standards, having a mission statement. When you have all those things in place, everything moves in the direction you want it to move in. That's the way you think, the way you eat, and the way you move. And Sue went on and did incredibly well. Here you can see her as part of a Race for Life team that I run on an annual basis, and me popping the bubbly. And she went beyond this and took on a Kilimanjaro challenge as well. Now, I've got to tell you, that was not part of her original vision when she started, and that's a really cool thing about losing weight and becoming fitter, is that the fitter you become, the more confident you become, the more opportunities become available to you. And this for Sue was not even on the radar when we started, but as she got fitter, more confident, started believing in herself more, she figured, you know, why not take on a Kilimanjaro challenge? So you'd be amazed at what you can do when you start to become the CEO of your own health. I just want to share a final slide with you, and it's again, it's to do with mindset, and it's connected to a chap called Sir Clive Woodward, who you may or may not know. In case you don't know, he was the England rugby union team manager back in 2003, I believe it was, when he took the England team down to Australia to perform in the or to play in the World Cup, and we came away victorious. and he had a little mnemonic that he used when he was training the team, and it was called Teacup. And Teacup stands for thinking correctly under pressure. And if you think back to that earlier slide I showed you with all of those activities on there, you know, family, looking after elderly parents, looking after teenagers, going to university, dealing with business matters, dealing with staff, all the things that you're dealing with, they're going to bring about a certain amount of pressure. So you need to learn how to be able to think correctly under pressure, because unless you're able to do that, your thinking's always going to let you down, which means your habits won't be good, which means your actions won't be good, and your outcomes will not be good. So you need to learn how to think correctly under pressure when all of these external things are happening. And again, I go back to a slide earlier, you know, control the emotions organically, controlling what's going on inside of you rather than just being, you know, reactive all of the time. We want to be more proactive. So hopefully that's made some sense to you, the things I've covered today. Be the CEO of your own health. If you like what you've heard today, then definitely, you know, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified you know, about when I release my next videos. And if you're interested in having a conversation about your own health and well-being and losing weight and becoming fitter, then there'll be a link in the description below. Just click on that link. It'll take you to my online calendar where you can book a time for you and I to have a conversation. No obligation at all, it's just a conversation, and if I think I can help, then I'll let you know, and we can sort of take it further if we decide to do that. But until my next training video, take very good care, and bye for now.